Dylan's behavior. Dylan's behavior as a player is characterized by confidence and a somewhat boastful attitude, often referring to their in-game capabilities and items in a casual and humorous tone. The use of console commands for convenience and fun, which includes spawning allies and teleporting. A relaxed and nonchalant approach to combat encounters, often relying on powerful attacks and humorously dismissing opponents. Frequent commentary and narration throughout the gameplay, where they share their thoughts, experiences, and gaming strategies with a touch of humor. Certainly, this chat contains a detailed and imaginative exploration of a fictional fencing scenario, where two swords are endowed with unique behaviors and movements encoded through a system involving rhythm and tempo. Here's a breakdown of the information covered in this chat. 1. Sword behaviors. The chat introduces 4 categories of sword behaviors: dynamic attacks, balanced defenses, expressive actions, and an alphabet code. Each behavior category is associated with specific actions, and these actions are represented by letters of the alphabet. 2. Alphabet code. The alphabet code defines how the letters correspond to specific actions of the swords. It also explains the role of tempo and rhythm in determining these actions, with tempo representing the left sword and rhythm representing the right sword. The code is designed to create a rhythmic and dynamic flow in the swordplay. 3. Encoded behavior of the two swords. This section details the specific actions associated with each letter of the alphabet, along with the corresponding tempo and rhythm behaviors. Each action is vividly described, creating a rich tapestry of movements and interactions. 4. Sequence generation. The chat introduces a sequence generation pattern for rhythm, where the activation of rhythm is broken down into a structured sequence of choices, mirroring the precision of music. On the other hand, tempo activation is explained to be more flexible and open to improvisation, adding an element of surprise to the swordplay. 5. Description of the legend's tale. The chat then presents a specific sequence named the legend's tale, which is composed of a series of letters representing actions. It describes the sequence's meaning and suggests a legendary story with dynamic interactions. 6. Composition. The specific composition, 0p, IMTL-GT, is provided, breaking down the sequence into its constituent actions and their corresponding behaviors. 7. Narrative. Throughout the chat, a narrative is woven, describing how these actions come together in a fencing scenario. It emphasizes the artistry and skill involved in wielding these encoded swords, creating a vivid and engaging story. 8. Symbolism. The chat uses symbols and behaviors to create a symbolic and imaginative narrative, where each action represents a different aspect of the legend being told. 9. Balance of structure and freedom. It highlights the balance between the structured sequence of rhythm and the freedom of tempo, drawing parallels with music and artistic expression. In summary, this chat creates a fictional world where fencing is transformed into an art form, with swords embodying distinct behaviors and movements. Through the interplay of rhythm and tempo, a captivating and dynamic story is told, rich in symbolism and creativity. Certainly, you have described an intriguing system that combines geometric shapes, rhythm, tempo, and visual representation. Let's break down your description step by step. Shapes and interaction. You are dealing with two distinct shapes, each having 6 sides. One shape is referred to as a kite, and the other is a dart. You interact with these shapes by hitting one of their sides with your thumb. Rhythm and tempo. The shape's interaction is influenced by rhythm and tempo. You have one shape in each hand. The right hand controls rhythm, and the left hand controls tempo. Every 3 beats, the shapes flip, which likely implies a change in their orientation or position. Rules of interaction. You have developed a system with 30 potential non-identical rules of interaction between the two shapes. These rules likely dictate how the shapes respond when hit, flipped, or based on the rhythm and tempo controlled by your hands. Visual representation. To visually represent this complex system, you use a 2D representation that features 5 points. These points collectively form a composite shape made up of both a kite and a dart, which may symbolize the interaction between the two shapes you control. Movement of light. As you hit a side of a shape with your thumb, a ball of light appears and moves across the 2D representation. This luminous ball likely serves as a visual indicator of the interaction and the effects of the rules you've established.
Frontline.
Overall, your description presents a captivating fusion of geometric shapes, rhythmic elements, and visual representation. The combination of tactile interaction, rhythm, tempo, and the dynamic movement of the ball of light creates a multi-dimensional experience that's both artistic and experiential. The meticulous consideration of rules and the intricacies of this system contribute to a truly unique and engaging concept. In this conversation, the discussion revolves around a unique and creative system of encoding messages through a combination of symbolic elements inspired by musical concepts. The system employs 3 distinct components: dynamic attacks, balanced defenses, and expressive actions, each associated with a set of alphabetic codes. These codes are then used to represent numbers through a combination of tempo and rhythm activation patterns, resulting in an encoded behavior for 2 swords. Let's break down the key elements discussed. 1. Dynamic attacks, balanced defenses, and expressive actions. Asterisk. The conversation introduces 3 categories: dynamic attacks, balanced defenses, and expressive actions. Each category contains various symbolic elements represented by letters. For instance, dynamic attacks consist of the duet, the complexity, the inversion, and the echoes, each associated with specific letters. Similarly, balanced defenses includes the equilibrium, the convergence, the disarmament, and the poise, also each linked to specific letters. Expressive actions encompass the awakening, the harmonition, the graceful, and the retaliation, each represented by distinct letters. 2. Alphabet code and encoded behavior. Asterisk. The alphabet code assigns numerical values to specific letters and symbols, forming a structured relationship between letters and numbers. The encoded behavior of two swords is described using these alphabet codes, where each element's behavior is associated with a specific tempo and rhythm activation pattern. 3. Sequence generation. Asterisk. A detailed description is provided for generating sequences of rhythm and tempo activations based on the given sequence generation information. Rhythm activations follow a cyclic pattern involving sides 1 or 7, 2 or 8, and 3 or 9, adding a rhythmic layer to the encoded message. Tempo activations, in contrast, offer more freedom and flexibility, allowing for spontaneous combinations of letters that represent numbers. 4. Analysis. Asterisk. An analysis of one of the generated sequences is presented to illustrate the pattern's intricacies. The structured nature of rhythm activations, coupled with the more open-ended tempo activations, creates an engaging and distinctive encoding system. The sender and receiver must collaborate to decode the message accurately, similar to harmonizing in a musical composition. In summary, the conversation introduces a complex yet fascinating method of encoding messages using a combination of dynamic attacks, balanced defenses, expressive actions, alphabetic codes, tempo, and rhythm activation patterns. The resulting encoded behavior of two swords reflects a harmonious balance between structured patterns and creative expression, inviting both sender and receiver to engage in a coordinated decoding process reminiscent of musical harmony. Certainly, this chat has provided a rich and intricate narrative centered around the art of swordplay, involving two swords named tempo and rhythm. It combines elements of storytelling, symbolism, and technical detail to create a vivid picture of a fencer's journey through a carefully choreographed sequence. Here's a detailed breakdown of the information. Asterisk 1. Sequence and symbols. Asterisk. The narrative is organized into a sequence of symbols, each symbol representing a specific action or state in the art of swordplay. The sequence begins with the symbol 0, signifying readiness and a blank canvas for the fencer's actions. Asterisk 2. Swords and hilt activation. Asterisk. Two swords are introduced. Tempo, held in the left hand, and rhythm, held in the right hand. The hilt's sides are activated by the fencer's thumb movements, allowing for various sword actions and behaviors. Asterisk 3. Narrative elements. Asterisk. The narrative unfolds in a sequence of expressive actions, balanced defenses, and dynamic attacks, each symbolizing different aspects of the fencer's strategy and skill. Expressive actions include dynamic defense (question) and expressive action. Balanced defenses encompass balanced defense and other defensive strategies. Dynamic attacks include various striking and parrying movements. Each symbol contributes to a captivating story of resilience, adaptability, and artistry in swordplay. Asterisk 4. Alphabet code. Asterisk. An alphabet code is provided, associating each symbol with specific hilt-side activations. This code is used to decode and interpret the fencer's movements and actions during the sequence. Asterisk 5. Encoded behavior of swords. Asterisk. The behavior of the sword's tempo and rhythm is described for each symbol. Specific hilt-side activations and sword movements are detailed, illustrating the fencer's responses to different situations. Asterisk 6. Rhythm and tempo. Asterisk. The chat mentions the use of rhythm and tempo to navigate through the alphabet code and generate sequences of symbols. These sequences must start with 0 and follow the pattern of expressive actions, balanced defenses, and dynamic attacks. Asterisk 7. Storytelling. Asterisk. The narrative skillfully weaves technical details with storytelling elements, immersing the reader in the fencer's journey. It portrays the fencer as a masterful artist, painting a canvas of swordplay with each movement. Asterisk 8. Overall message. Asterisk. The chat's overarching message is to convey the artistry, resilience, and adaptability of the fencer in the world of swordplay. It highlights the fencer's ability to transform challenges into opportunities for creativity and grace. In summary, this chat provides a detailed and engaging description of a fencer's journey through a symbolic and choreographed swordplay sequence. It combines technical precision with storytelling flair to immerse the reader in the world of the fencer, where swords become instruments of art and expression. This chat unveils a captivating narrative centered around the protagonist villain E.T. and his unwavering bond with his clairvoyant familiar, Seraphina. The intricate storyline takes place in a realm reminiscent of Elder Scrolls, where Dylan is on an ambitious quest to conquer the formidable tower, a structure cloaked in mystery and peril. Through the descriptions provided, readers gain insights into the depths of Dylan's character, his strategic prowess, and his indomitable determination. Fellow warriors and defenders of the realm, today I stand before you to speak of the significance of the high ground, a position of utmost importance in the art of warfare. As we embark on our quests and battles, let us draw wisdom from Sun Tzu's teachings, the timeless principles of war, and my own ethical code as we understand it. In the words of Sun Tzu, he will win who knows when to fight and when not to fight. The high ground exemplifies this principle perfectly. It grants us a strategic advantage, allowing us to survey the battlefield, observe the movements of our foes, and strike when the time is right. From the high ground, we can dictate the pace of the battle, making our adversaries react to our movements. But the high ground is not merely about physical elevation, it represents a state of mind and preparation. As Sun Tzu said, opportunities multiply as they are seized. Ascending to the high ground requires foresight and planning. We must be proactive, anticipating the enemy's moves, and positioning ourselves for success. In my own ethic, I find a profound connection between the high ground and the value of protecting our people. As defenders of our townsfolk, we have a sacred duty to safeguard their lives and livelihoods. By securing the high ground, we can better shield our communities from harm and ensure their safety. Furthermore, the high ground empowers us to strike with precision and restraint. It enables us to employ our tactics with a measured approach, avoiding unnecessary conflict and destruction. We become not only skilled warriors but wise ones, adhering to the principles of war without succumbing to needless aggression. Let us remember, though, that the high ground is not invincible. It requires vigilance, adaptability, and unity. We must be aware of the ebb and flow of battle, and should circumstances change, we must be prepared to adjust our strategies accordingly. As we face the challenges that lie ahead, let the high ground be a beacon of knowledge and strength. Draw from Sun Tzu's wisdom and the timeless teachings of war theory. Embrace the value of protecting our townsfolk and adhering to our ethical code. Together, we shall rise above adversity, conquering any obstacle that dares to challenge us. In conclusion, my fellow warriors, let us stand united on the high ground, for there, we shall embody the true essence of valor and triumph. Our actions today shall echo through history, shaping the destiny of our realm and its people. May the high ground be our guide, and may our resolve be unwavering in the pursuit of our high-quality motivations. Onward, to victory! Dylan E.T. emerges as a multifaceted hero, driven by high-quality motivations and a profound connection to his town. His repeated attempts to conquer the tower showcase his resilience and strategic thinking. Armed with upgraded gear and a combat cleric strategy, Dylan navigates through the tower's treacherous floors, facing unique challenges and adversaries that test his combat and problem-solving abilities. The pivotal relationship between Dylan and his clairvoyant familiar, Seraphina, becomes evident as she assists him with her ethereal light, guiding him through the tower's labyrinthine paths. This bond goes beyond mere companionship, with Seraphina embodying a source of guidance, protection, and insight. Dylan's strategic approach to combat is meticulously outlined, revealing his tactical mindset. His decision to enhance his health through enchantments, employ stamina for dodges and power attacks, and utilize healing spells showcases his adaptable combat style. Dylan's character exhibits not only physical prowess but also the strength of his convictions, particularly in his determination to save his townsfolk from the clutches of a malevolent necromancer. The tower's setting is richly depicted, with each floor presenting unique challenges that draw adventurers like Dylan into its depths. Its enigmatic nature, intricate design, and concealed secrets provide an immersive backdrop that heightens the stakes of Dylan's journey. In conclusion, this chat crafts an engaging narrative that weaves together the protagonist's traits, motivations, and challenges. Dylan E.T. and Seraphina's bond, coupled with Dylan's strategic acumen and noble character, set the stage for an epic tale of heroism, determination, and the unyielding pursuit of justice within a captivating fantasy setting. Certainly, let's delve into a detailed description of the information in this chat, focusing on the concepts of Dylan E.T. and Seraphina's bond, Dylan E.T.'s and Seraphina's strategy, character, intent, and the settings where their narrative unfolds. In this conversation, the intricate world of swordplay and fencing is unveiled with meticulous detail and imaginative precision. The dialogue revolves around a unique and intricate system of symbols, movements, and sequences, all brought to life by the two swords named tempo and rhythm. The swords aren't just objects. They are characters in a symphonic narrative of artistry, resilience, and dynamic interactions. The discussion is divided into three distinct parts. The encoded behavior of the swords, swordplay information, and the story itself, which is brought to life through the captivating dance of rhythm and tempo. Certainly, this chat narrative is a creative and detailed story set in the post-apocalyptic wasteland of the Fallout universe. It follows the adventures of two intriguing characters, Anna and Aaron, who meet by chance in the town of Good Springs. Here's a breakdown of the chat's content. Chapter 1. A Chance Encounter. Introduces Anna, an engineer with a keen intellect, and Aaron, an adventurous and mischievous character. Anna's curiosity about the wasteland's factions and reputation system is highlighted. Aaron's love for chaos and adventure is revealed. Their chance meeting in Good Springs sparks intrigue and mutual admiration. Chapter 2. Developing Skills. Aaron contemplates his character's secondary attributes and chooses to focus on medicine. Aaron's mischievous nature is hinted at as he mentions using cheat codes. Anna's insatiable thirst for knowledge and innovation is emphasized. Chapter 3. Unexpected Consequences. Aaron's mischief escalates as he uses cheat codes to resurrect a character named Trudy. Anna expresses concern about the consequences of his actions. Chapter 4. A Journey Begins. Aaron sets off on a new adventure from the Mojave Express. Anna warns him about the dangers of the wasteland. Aaron's thrill-seeking personality is highlighted. Chapter 5. Uncovering Clues. Aaron discovers his own grave in a cemetery. Anna and Aaron contemplate the mysterious significance of this discovery. Chapter 6. A Rescue Mission. Aaron and Anna embark on a mission to rescue Chance's girlfriend. The camaraderie between them is emphasized as they face danger together. Chapter 7. Unleashing Skills. Aaron showcases his combat skills and the VATS system. Anna appreciates his tactical advantage. Aaron's mischievous nature remains intact as he teases using cheat codes. Chapter 8. Bounty of the Wasteland. Aaron and Anna find unexpected loot in the wasteland, highlighting its unpredictability. Their conversation reflects the value of seemingly mundane items in the post-apocalyptic world. Chapter 9. Strategic Choices. Anna and Aaron face a decision in Prim about which building to enter. They strategize and emphasize teamwork as their strength. Chapter 10. Uncovering Secrets. Anna's intuitive insights help uncover information from an evasive NCR representative named Elliot. Their collaboration is noted as they seek to unravel the wasteland's mysteries. Chapter 11. Allies and Strides. Anna and Aaron offer their help to Deputy Beagle in Prim. Deputy Beagle cautiously tests their capabilities. Their determination to aid the town is highlighted. Chapter 12. Valiant Battles. Anna and Aaron prepare for a battle in the Lucky Casino. Their teamwork and determination shine as they face formidable adversaries. Overall, this chat narrative weaves together the personalities and motivations of Anna and Aaron in a wasteland filled with challenges, intrigue, and unexpected consequences. Their unique qualities complement each other, creating a compelling story of survival and adventure in the harsh Mojave wasteland. The encoded behavior of the swords is an exhaustive exploration of how the sword's movements are represented through symbols and hilt activations. Each symbol corresponds to a specific action, such as dynamic defense, balanced defense, and dynamic attack. The symbols are meticulously arranged, and the detailed explanations provide a deep insight into the thought process and strategy behind each move. The swordplay information section serves as a guide to understanding the various categories of actions and the corresponding symbols and hilt activations. It's a comprehensive reference that provides clarity on how each aspect of the swordplay system works, from expressive actions to balanced defenses and dynamic attacks. The heart of the conversation lies in the story of the fencing sequence itself. Here, the sword's tempo and rhythm come to life in the hands of the fencer. The narrative is rich with imagery and detail, describing each movement with vivid language. The sequence begins with a sense of anticipation and readiness, with the swords poised for action. The symbols come alive as the fencer activates the hilt sides, setting the stage for a dynamic and engaging performance. As the sequence unfolds, the symbols guide the swords through a series of actions that range from defensive postures to striking movements. The description captures the essence of each symbol, conveying not only the technical aspects of the movements but also the emotions and intentions behind them. The story paints a picture of a skilled fencer who thinks strategically, questions their opponent's intentions, and adapts seamlessly to different situations. The conversation culminates in a mesmerizing depiction of the fencer's mastery. The sword's rhythm and tempo become extensions of the fencer's will, creating a symphony of steel and grace. The language used to describe the movements is poetic and evocative, bringing to life the dance of the swords in a way that captures the reader's imagination. In summary, this conversation is an intricate exploration of a fictional fencing sequence, complete with detailed explanations of symbols, movements, and hilt activations. It showcases the artistry, resilience, and adaptability of the fencer as they navigate through the sequence with their two swords, rhythm and tempo. The result is a vivid and captivating narrative that transports the reader into the world of swordplay. This chat conversation presents a unique and imaginative system of encoding messages using a combination of symbols, actions, and a distinct alphabet code. Let's break down the key components and provide a detailed description. Dynamic attacks, balanced defenses, and expressive actions. The conversation introduces three categories: dynamic attacks, balanced defenses, and expressive actions, each associated with specific letters of the alphabet. These categories are represented by various symbols and actions, creating a symbolic language for communication. Dynamic attacks. Asterisk. These are actions denoted by letters like A, M, Y, D, P, or plus, and they correspond to sword strike movements and strategies. Balanced defenses. Asterisk. These are represented by letters like H, T, E, Q, K, W, B, N, or Z, and they signify defensive maneuvers and postures in swordplay. Expressive actions. Asterisk. These actions are associated with letters such as F, R, L, X, C, O, I, or U and signify a range of expressive swordplay movements and responses. Alphabet code. Asterisk. The conversation provides an alphabet code, which essentially maps each letter of the alphabet to a unique combination of numbers, tempo, and rhythm. For example, A corresponds to 1 and 2, and B corresponds to _ and 3. This code is the foundation for encoding messages in this system. Encoded behavior of the two swords. Asterisk. The chat introduces the concept of two swords, each with its own behavior represented by tempo and rhythm. For example, in The Awakening, tempo indicates that the left sword behaves like viper inverted, while rhythm signifies that the right sword strikes forward. Sequence generation. Asterisk. This section outlines a structured approach to creating sequences of symbols using rhythm and tempo. Rhythm activation follows a precise sequence of steps, starting with a choice between sides 1 or 7, followed by 2 or 8, and finally 3 or 9. Tempo activation, on the other hand, offers more flexibility and can be chosen in any order. This structured sequence generation adds an element of order and creativity to the encoding process. Compositions. Asterisk. The chat provides 10 sequences, each with a unique name and corresponding alphabet code. These compositions demonstrate how to use the alphabet code and the sequence generation rules to encode messages. For example, the Dance of Inquiry begins with 0 _ and 1 and includes a sequence of actions based on the provided alphabet code. In summary, this chat conversation introduces a fascinating and creative system for encoding messages by combining swordplay-inspired actions, a specialized alphabet code, and a structured sequence generation process. It's a highly imaginative way to communicate, reminiscent of a choreographed dance or musical composition, where each symbol and action carries a unique meaning within the context of the system. Dylan E.T. and Seraphina's bond. Asterisk. The chat unveils a captivating narrative that centers on the bond between two central characters, Dylan E.T. and Seraphina. Their connection is beautifully depicted throughout the dialogue, presenting various facets of their relationship. Deep emotional connection. Asterisk. The bond between Dylan E.T. and Seraphina transcends mere companionship. It is portrayed as a profound, almost mystical connection. Seraphina is not just a guide. She is described as an ethereal companion who shares a deep connection with Dylan. Guidance and support. Seraphina plays a crucial role as a guide and supporter in Dylan's journey. She offers assistance, advice, and encouragement. This goes beyond typical in-game interactions, as Seraphina becomes a vital part of Dylan's virtual life. Shared history and experiences. The narrative hints at a shared history and experiences between Dylan and Seraphina, suggesting a long-standing relationship within the game's universe. This shared history contributes to the sense of trust and reliability between them. Dylan ET's and Seraphina's strategy, character and intent ***. The chat provides insights into Dylan ET's and Seraphina's strategies, characters, and intents within the game. Dylan's strategy ***. Dylan's character is portrayed as a skilled and determined player. His strategic approach to the game is evident through his choices, such as enchanting weapons and armor and selecting combat perks. This showcases a thoughtful and adaptable gaming style, combining spellcasting and combat proficiency. Seraphina's role ***. Seraphina's character is depicted as whimsical and supportive, providing a unique dimension to the narrative. Her intent is clear: to assist and uplift Dylan in his virtual journey. Her ethereal presence adds an element of enchantment to the gameplay. Intent ***. Dylan's intent is exploratory and heroic. He seeks to enhance his character's abilities and tackle quests within the game world. Beyond personal gain, he also expresses an intent to help non-playable characters (NPCs) in the game, emphasizing his altruistic motivations. Seraphina's intent aligns with Dylan's success and well-being, acting as a guide and protector throughout their adventures. Settings ***. The narrative is set within the expansive and immersive universe of the Elder Scrolls. Tamriel ***. The primary setting is the continent of Tamriel within the Elder Scrolls universe. This world is known for its rich lore, diverse landscapes, and intricate quests. Mentioned locations, such as caves, towns, and encounters with different creatures and factions like Thalmor and Dremora, showcase the depth of the game's world building. Mysterious and challenging environments ***. The narrative provides a vivid sense of place, with descriptions of diverse environments and encounters. These settings serve as the backdrop for Dylan and Seraphina's adventures, each filled with its own mysteries, challenges, and treasures waiting to be discovered. In conclusion, this chat masterfully weaves a narrative that explores the profound bond between Dylan ET and Seraphina within the Elder Scrolls universe. Their strategies, characters, and intents are intricately intertwined, enhancing the immersive quality of the gaming experience. Moreover, the settings within Tamriel provide a rich and diverse backdrop for their heroic adventures, creating a compelling and engaging narrative within the realm of gaming. Certainly, let's provide a detailed description of the information discussed in this chat. *1. Sword-based encoding system. The conversation begins by introducing a complex encoding system that uses the concepts of swords, including dynamic attacks, balanced defenses, and expressive actions, each associated with specific letters of the alphabet. *2. Alphabet code. *N. Alphabet code is presented, which correlates each letter of the alphabet and certain symbols with specific numeric values. These values are represented as pairs, with the left side representing tempo and the right side representing rhythm. *3. Encoded behavior of the two swords. The encoded behavior of the two swords section explains how specific sword behaviors correspond to alphabet code letters. Each sword behavior is described in terms of tempo and rhythm. *4. Sequence generation. The sequence generation section details how to generate sequences of letters using the rhythm and tempo activations based on the provided information. It explains the structured nature of rhythm activations, which follow a specific sequence of sides 1 or 7, 2 or 8, 9 or 3, and how this pattern restarts after completion. It contrasts this with the more flexible tempo activations, which can occur in any order. *5. Generated sequence example. An example sequence 2 is provided, demonstrating the application of the rhythm and tempo activation patterns to produce a coded message. *6. Analysis of the pattern. An analysis of sequence 2 is offered, breaking down how the rhythm and tempo activations are applied and what the resulting pattern reveals about the encoding method.
Bring it up, squad.
It highlights the structured, rhythmic nature of rhythm activations and the more flexible, creative aspect of tempo activations. *7. Overall description. The chat describes a unique and intricate method for encoding messages using a combination of sword-related terms, alphabet codes, and specific activation patterns. It emphasizes the need for careful coordination between sender and receiver to accurately decipher the encoded messages. The encoding method is characterized by a harmonious balance between structured patterns, rhythm, and creative freedom, tempo, resembling a blend of music and swordplay. In summary, this chat explores a fascinating and imaginative approach to encoding messages, which adds layers of complexity and engagement through its use of sword-related terminology, specific activation patterns, and the interplay between structured and flexible elements. Certainly, let's delve into a comprehensive description of the information in this chat, focusing on the concepts of Dylan et and Seraphina's bond, Dylan et's and Seraphina's strategy, character, and intent. Dylan et and Seraphina's bond. The chat immerses us in a captivating narrative that revolves around the profound bond between two characters, Dylan et and Seraphina. Their connection transcends the virtual gaming world, where they are not just players but integral parts of an intricate story. Seraphina is portrayed as an ethereal and celestial companion, adding an element of enchantment and mystique to the narrative. Her role goes beyond being just a gaming partner. She is a guiding presence, emotionally invested in Dylan's journey, and seems to have a deep history and connection with him. The bond between Dylan et and Seraphina is portrayed with a sense of trust, cooperation, and shared purpose. Seraphina provides guidance, insights, and poetic commentary on their adventures, enriching the narrative with her ethereal presence. Dylan, on the other hand, is depicted as a dedicated and skilled gamer. His character and the choices he makes in the game reflect not only his gaming prowess but also his reliance on Seraphina's support and guidance. Their bond is central to the storytelling, elevating the gaming experience to a more profound and emotionally resonant level. Dylan ET's and Seraphina's strategy, character, and intent. Dylan ET's strategic thinking and gaming prowess shine through in the chat. He makes critical decisions regarding in-game actions, such as selecting weapons, planning tactics, and pursuing bounties. His character is portrayed as determined and adventurous, seeking both self-improvement and the well-being of NPCs in the game world. Seraphina's character is portrayed as whimsical and emotionally invested in Dylan's journey. Her intent is to assist and uplift Dylan, ensuring his success and safety in the game. Her role is not limited to providing in-game advice. She adds an imaginative and poetic dimension to the narrative, creating a unique gaming experience. Their respective characters and intents complement each other harmoniously. Dylan's strategic approach and intent to explore and help others align well with Seraphina's supportive and mystical character. Together, they create a balanced and effective gaming partnership that transcends the boundaries of typical gaming interactions. The chat doesn't just focus on the mechanical aspects of gaming but delves into the character's emotional investment and motivations. Dylan's character is driven by a combination of ambition, heroism, and a sense of duty, while Seraphina's character embodies the spirit of guidance, enchantment, and a deep connection with the virtual world. In conclusion, this chat provides a rich and immersive narrative that beautifully explores the bond between Dylan ET and Seraphina, their strategies, characters, and intents. It elevates the gaming experience by infusing it with depth, emotion, and a sense of partnership, making it more than just a virtual adventure but a compelling and memorable story of companionship and heroism. This conversation is an intricate tapestry that delves into the artistry of swordsmanship in combat. It begins with a request for a 9-letter combinatorial sequence, aimed at coordinating the movement of two swords in a captivating dance. The user's intention to advance, retreat, and circle around a target dummy sets the stage for a symphony of viper strikes and parries, each movement carefully orchestrated to bring their swordplay to life. The user's implementation of an alphabet code, associating letters with specific actions, adds a layer of depth to the description. The alphabet code serves as a unique language, where each letter represents a nuanced movement, a tactical response, or a calculated stance. This coding scheme allows for the creation of a detailed sequence that encapsulates the essence of the user's desired swordplay. The sequence unfolds with a poetic narration, breaking down each letter's meaning and its role in the dance of the swords. The vivid descriptions paint a picture of a fencer's calculated movement, the harmony of the sword's actions, and the strategic interplay between offense and defense. The user's request for a forward and the inclusion of the alphabet code at the beginning of the sequence ensures clarity and coherence in understanding the subsequent movements.
Enemy contact!
The conversation wraps up by offering a total of 2 sequences, each comprised of 27 letters, carefully aligned with the user's specifications of 3 letters per concept and 9 concepts per line of advance and retreat. These sequences serve as a tangible representation of the user's vision, allowing them to practically implement and immerse themselves in the art of swordsmanship described earlier. In essence, this conversation artfully weaves together the user's fascination with swordplay, the elegance of Seraphina's singing style, and the intricate use of an alphabet code to craft a detailed, vivid narrative that showcases the beauty and complexity of combat choreography. Certainly, here's a detailed description of the information within this chat. This chat conversation revolves around the intricate and captivating world of fencing using 2 swords. It provides a comprehensive exploration of this martial art, highlighting various techniques, combinations, and principles associated with wielding 2 swords in combat. The chat begins with an introduction to the concept of fencing with 2 swords, emphasizing the complexity and skill required for such a discipline. It sets the stage for the subsequent discussions on specific techniques and combinations used in this unique form of martial arts. The conversation is structured around 8 key concepts or techniques. 1. Quart. This technique focuses on achieving a balance between offense and defense. It involves one sword lunging forward while the other sword parries to the left. The description includes variations of quart, such as incorporating disarm moves. 2. Riposte. Riposte is centered on counterattacking after successfully parrying an opponent's attack. The description outlines how the left sword can lunge forward after a right sword parry, followed by a return to the on-guard position. Variations, like quick parries, are also mentioned. 3. Circle 6. This concept involves circular movements that combine defense with maintaining a defensive stance. The chat describes combinations where one sword assumes the viper guard while the other pivots. Another variation includes both swords moving forward in guard positions. 4. Counter. Counter techniques are detailed, emphasizing the importance of deflecting and countering an opponent's attacks. Combinations involve cross blocks and pivot movements. 5. Attack. The attack concept highlights offensive maneuvers. Descriptions include combinations where one sword lunges forward while the other parries to the left or right. Variations, like quick reversals into the on-guard position, are also explored. 6. Defense. Defensive techniques are discussed, focusing on guarding and parrying incoming attacks. The chat describes combinations involving parries to the left or right and the use of the Viper Guard. 7. Feint. Feint techniques emphasize deceptive movements to confuse opponents. Combinations involving forward movements in guard positions and cross blocks are detailed. 8. Positioning. Positioning techniques are centered on adjusting stances strategically. The chat outlines combinations where one sword assumes the viper guard while the other transitions to or from the on-guard position. It also includes movements to create distance between the fencer and the opponent. Throughout the chat, the importance of fluid transitions and adaptability in combat is underscored. The behavior of the two swords is likened to a dance, where precise coordination and timing are critical for success. The descriptions offer a comprehensive overview of the techniques and combinations used in this art form, illustrating the depth and complexity of fencing with two swords. In summary, this chat provides a detailed exploration of the intricacies of fencing with two swords, offering insights into the various techniques, combinations, and strategic principles that define this captivating martial art. Certainly, this chat contains a rich and detailed exploration of the art of swordsmanship, particularly focusing on a complex sequence of sword movements. It is presented in a structured manner with the use of an alphabet code and alphabet behaviors to represent various actions involved in the sequence. Here's a breakdown of the key components. 1. Alphabet code and behaviors. The chat introduces an alphabet code that assigns specific letters to different sword movements and actions. For example, 1 represents the left sword adopting the viper position for defense, a signifies the left sword's aggressive strike, and so on. The code creates a structured framework for describing the sequence. 2. Behavior descriptions. Each letter in the alphabet code corresponds to a particular action, creating a comprehensive description of how the two swords interact during combat. These descriptions include the positions and movements of both the left and right swords, highlighting their roles in offense, defense, parrying, striking, and more. 3. Narrative flow. The chat paints a vivid picture of the sequence's flow, starting with a moment of stillness and anticipation marked by 0. It then proceeds to describe how the swords transition between various stances and maneuvers in response to different scenarios, showcasing the fencer's skill, adaptability, and strategic acumen. 4. Cyclical nature. The chat emphasizes the cyclical nature of swordplay, where each move begets a counter-move. It also highlights how the sequence returns to an initial state after completing a cycle, ready to begin anew. This cyclical aspect adds a dynamic and rhythmic quality to the narrative. 5. Unity and collaboration. Throughout the descriptions, there is a strong emphasis on the unity and collaboration between the left and right swords. Whether in defense or offense, the two swords work in harmony, illustrating their ability to function as a synchronized unit. 6. Strategic depth. The chat delves into the strategic depth of swordsmanship, discussing calculated risks, disarming maneuvers, and the unpredictability introduced by the fencer's ability to pivot, redirect, and adapt to changing circumstances. 7. Immersive experience. The descriptions aim to provide readers with an immersive experience, making it feel as though they are witnessing the swordplay sequence firsthand. The use of vivid language and the integration of the alphabet code enhance the reader's understanding and visualization of the action. 8. Overall theme. The overarching theme of the chat is the elegance and complexity of combat strategy. It showcases how a fencer combines offense and defense, precision and adaptability, to engage in a mesmerizing dance of skill and coordination. In summary, this chat offers a detailed and organized exploration of swordsmanship, using an alphabet code and alphabet behaviors to represent complex sequences of sword movements. It provides a captivating narrative that immerses readers in the art of combat, highlighting the mastery, precision, and strategic acumen required in this ancient martial art. Aaron Sawyer's strategy and tactics in the gladiatorial arena are a reflection of his exceptional qualities and motivations. 1. Goal-oriented strategy. Aaron is known for setting ambitious goals and pursuing them relentlessly. In the arena, he defines his ultimate objective early and crafts a strategic plan to navigate through any challenges that may arise during combat. His tenacity and adaptability enable him to stay focused on achieving victory. 2. Compassionate combat. Aaron's empathy and compassion extend to the arena. Despite the competitive nature of gladiatorial combat, he treats his opponents with respect and fairness. His sportsmanship and integrity not only earn him the admiration of spectators but also inspire others to approach life's challenges with empathy. 3. Courageous and righteous tactics. Aaron embodies courage and moral conviction. He is unafraid to confront formidable adversaries and tackle challenging situations head-on. His tactical decisions are guided by his principles of justice and righteousness, making him a formidable and respected gladiator. 4. Focus on mastery. Aaron's discipline and unwavering focus on mastery are evident in his combat tactics. He leverages his intellect and creativity to thoroughly analyze his opponents, identifying their strengths and weaknesses. This analysis informs his tactical approach, where he capitalizes on his agility, speed, and power to showcase his exceptional skills. 5. Perseverance and resilience in combat. Aaron's determination and resilience are his trademarks. He never gives up, regardless of the circumstances. Instead, he views setbacks as opportunities for growth and learning. This tenacity not only helps him excel in combat but also serves as an inspiration for others facing adversity. 6. Innovative and adaptive tactics. Aaron's intelligence and creativity shine through in his combat tactics. He consistently thinks outside the box, devising innovative strategies that catch opponents off guard. His ability to adapt and adjust his tactics on the fly keeps his adversaries guessing and gives him a strategic advantage. 7. Humility and gratitude. Despite his remarkable talents and achievements, Aaron remains humble and acknowledges the contributions of others to his success. He expresses gratitude for the support he receives, earning him respect both within the arena and beyond. 8. Responsible leadership. Aaron recognizes the responsibility that comes with his skills and influence. In the arena, he not only strives for personal excellence but also uses his platform to advocate for positive change and uphold values that transcend the battlefield. 9. Sharing knowledge and inspiring others. Aaron believes in the power of sharing knowledge and experiences. He uses his victories and defeats as opportunities to educate and inspire others. His actions and words motivate individuals to pursue their own paths to excellence. By methodizing his strategy and tactics around these qualities and motivations, Aaron Sawyer gains a distinct advantage in the gladiatorial arena. His unique combination of determination, empathy, intelligence, and competitiveness not only make him a formidable combatant but also a source of inspiration for those who witness his battles. The artistry and intricacy of your swordplay, with tempo in your left hand and rhythm in your right, are a testament to your mastery of the alphabet code, which serves as the language of your blades. With each symbol representing a specific combination of hilt-side activations, your swords move in a mesmerizing dance, fluidly transitioning between expressive actions, balanced defenses, and dynamic attacks. Expressive actions. The duet A, M, or Y as you begin your sequence. The duet sets the stage for harmony and coordination. Rhythm and tempo. Guided by the numbers 1 and 2 in the alphabet code, move together with grace and unity, like dancers in a duet. Their synchronized movements create a captivating visual narrative, drawing spectators into the performance. The complexity D, P, or plus. When the complexity comes into play, your swordplay gains depth and intricacy. Rhythm and tempo execute complex and multifaceted movements, embodying the number 8 in the alphabet code. These intricate patterns challenge your skills and highlight the artistry of your swordsmanship, leaving your opponents awestruck. The inversion J or V. The inversion introduces mirrored symmetry to your performance. Rhythm and tempo move in a manner that appears as if their actions are inverted reflections of each other, guided by the number 8 in the alphabet code. This action adds an element of unpredictability and complexity to your swordplay, keeping your adversaries on their toes. The echoes G or S. With the echoes, your swordplay takes on a mesmerizing rhythm. Rhythm and tempo generate movements that echo and respond to each other, symbolizing the numbers 7 and 2 in the alphabet code. It's as if the swords engage in a call and response dance, captivating spectators with the rhythmic harmony of their motions. Balanced defenses. The equilibrium H or T. As you adopt the equilibrium, your stance becomes a model of balance and stability. Rhythm and tempo synchronize their movements, maintaining poise and stability. This balanced posture, symbolized by the numbers underscore and 3 in the alphabet code, allows you to deflect and counter attacks with precision while conserving energy. The convergence E, Q, or the convergence represents a unified defense strategy. Rhythm and tempo move together, creating a protective shield that wards off attacks from various angles, as indicated by the numbers 3 and 9 in the alphabet code. This shield ensures your safety and control on the battlefield. The disarmament K and W. The disarmament focuses on disarming your opponent. Rhythm and tempo work in harmony to disarm your adversary by targeting their weapon, guided by the numbers 9 or 9 in the alphabet code. This strategic maneuver leaves your opponent defenseless, shifting the advantage in your favor.
Objective almost complete.
The poise B, N, or Z. The poise emphasizes readiness and composure in your defense. Rhythm and tempo assume a poised and controlled stance, symbolized by the numbers _ and 3 in the alphabet code. This position allows you to respond to attacks with precise parries and well-timed blocks, maintaining control of the battlefield. Dynamic attacks. The awakening F or R. The awakening signifies a swift transition from defense to offense. Rhythm and tempo respond with coordinated strikes that awaken the battlefield. The alphabet code dictates that both swords activate their hilt sides in alignment with the number 1, resulting in a forceful and focused attack. This sudden burst of movement can catch your opponent off guard, applying pressure and demanding quick defensive responses. The harmonition L or X. The harmonition represents synchronized offensive movements. Rhythm and tempo move in perfect unison, delivering coordinated strikes that create a harmonious rhythm of attacks. The alphabet code specifies that both swords must activate their hilt sides in accordance with the number 1, ensuring that the strikes are perfectly aligned and executed with precision. This synchronized assault can overwhelm your opponent with its seamless coordination. The graceful C, O, or the graceful dynamic attack is characterized by elegance and finesse. Rhythm and tempo execute gracefully flowing strikes, moving with the grace of a dancer. The alphabet code dictates that both swords activate their hilt sides in alignment with the numbers 2 and 7, infusing the attacks with a unique sense of grace and artistry. This style of attack not only confounds your opponent but also creates a captivating and visually stunning performance. The retaliation IRU. The retaliation dynamic attack focuses on swift counterattacks. Rhythm and tempo transition seamlessly from a defensive posture to a calculated counteroffensive assault. The alphabet code specifies that both swords must activate their hilt sides in accordance with the numbers 8 and 7, signifying a powerful and strategic retaliation against your opponent's strikes. This ability to quickly turn defense into offense can catch your opponent off guard and give you the upper hand in combat. In the hands of a master like yourself, rhythm and tempo come to life, translating the intricate language of the alphabet code into a mesmerizing and powerful swordplay performance. With each symbol, you orchestrate a symphony of movement, blending artistry, precision, and strategy into a captivating display of martial skill. Your swords dance, your opponents marvel, and your legacy as a swordmaster endures. The hilt design of tempo and rhythm draws its inspiration from the captivating geometry of the three-dimensional golden rhombus, 3D-GR, resulting in a fusion of artistry and functionality. This remarkable hilt design has been meticulously crafted to prioritize the comfort and control demanded by your hands. Integration of 3D-GR into hilt design. At the heart of this design is the incorporation of the 3D-GR's unique geometry into the hilt, thoughtfully tailored to the dimensions of your hands. With hands measuring 7 inches in length and 5.5 inches in width, The hilt has been sculpted to provide an ergonomic and comfortable grip. The result is a hilt that not only showcases the distinct properties of the 3DGR but also ensures a secure hold, allowing you to wield tempo and rhythm with confidence and precision. Placement of blades and pommel. The blades of both tempo and rhythm have been seamlessly integrated into the hilt's design. These blades are expertly attached to a central pommel, strategically positioned between sides 3 and 9 for tempo and between 8 and 2 for rhythm. This meticulous placement optimizes the balance and weight distribution of the swords, guaranteeing swift and accurate strikes. Moreover, the blades align forward with side 1, perfectly aligning with your intended striking direction, enhancing your control and precision in combat. Symmetry and aesthetics. The 3DGR-based hilt design beautifully retains mirrored symmetry, a hallmark of the 3DGR shape. This symmetrical elegance is achieved through multiple intersecting mirror planes, imparting a sense of harmony and visual appeal to the hilts of tempo and rhythm. As you wield these swords, the symmetrical design lends a balanced and elegant appearance, elevating the impact of your movements and adding an artistic dimension to your combat style. Asymmetry and focal point. Within this symmetrical beauty, a touch of deliberate asymmetry has been introduced, borrowing from the 3DGR's design. This intentional asymmetry is a result of the unequal line length of the longer line L compared to the equidistant lines X. This subtle departure from perfect symmetry creates a focal point within the hilt's design, adding dynamism and visual intrigue. This focal point is not merely a visual embellishment but also serves as a practical guide, aiding your intuitive orientation of the swords during intense combat situations. Attachment of additional 3DGRs. Going beyond aesthetics and ergonomics, the 3DGR hilt design offers a practical advantage through its mirrored symmetry. Additional 3DGR shapes can be affixed to the hilt, offering versatile customization options. These attachments can be oriented or inverted, providing you with the flexibility to tailor the hilt's design to suit your combat preferences. This innovative feature empowers you to adapt and optimize your swords for various combat scenarios, enhancing your capabilities as a skilled swordsman. In conclusion, the hilt design of tempo and rhythm, inspired by the three-dimensional golden rhombus, is a testament to the fusion of form and function. It reflects your meticulous attention to detail and commitment to creating swords that are not only formidable weapons but also expressions of artistry and precision in the realm of swordplay. With customized dimensions, blade alignment, and the option for additional attachments, tempo and rhythm offer you a truly unique and personalized swordplay experience. It seems like you have a complex system involving 30 stations, each with 2 shapes, and balls of light moving around them. Let's break down the details and create the requested table. System overview. There are 30 stations in total. Each station has 2 shapes, a left shape, and a right shape. Each shape has 5 points where a ball of light can move to. The ball of light moves consecutively across the 5 points of a shape 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and back to 1. The right shape's ball of light moves 1 point per station, while the left shape's ball of light moves 1 point every 2 stations. The shapes can flip, with the right shape flipping once every 3 stations and the left shape flipping once every 6 stations. There are 2 orientations for the shapes: inverted and inverted. The ball of light changes color in a sequence: red, yellow, blue, and then repeats. Detailed description. At station 1, the left shape doesn't have a ball of light because it's not moving. The right shape starts in the inverted orientation with a red ball of light. Station 2 sees the introduction of the left shape's ball of light, which starts in the inverted orientation with a red ball of light. The right shape's ball of light continues to move 1 point clockwise to position 2, and its color changes to yellow. Station 3 sees the right shape's ball of light move to point 3, still in the inverted orientation and now with a blue color. Station 4 is where the left shape's ball of light starts its movement. It begins at point 1, in the inverted orientation with a red ball of light. The right shape's ball of light continues moving, reaching point 4, and changing to red. Station 5 sees the right shape's ball of light at point 5 in the inverted orientation with a yellow color. Station 6 marks the flip of the left shape to the inverted orientation. Its ball of light remains at point 1, now in the inverted orientation with a red color. The right shape's ball of light moves to point 1, still in the inverted orientation and changing to blue. Station 7 continues with the left shape's ball of light at point 1 in the inverted orientation with a yellow color. The right shape's ball of light moves to point 2, in the inverted orientation with a red color. Station 8 has the left shape's ball of light at point 2 in the inverted orientation with a blue color. The right shape's ball of light moves to point 3, remaining in the inverted orientation and changing to yellow. Station 9 sees the flip of the right shape to the inverted orientation. Its ball of light is now at point 3, in the inverted orientation with a red color. The left shape's ball of light stays at point 1 in the inverted orientation with a yellow color. This pattern continues for the remaining stations until station 30, with the left and right shape's balls of light moving through their points, changing orientation and color as described. Certainly, this chat is a detailed and intricate exploration of a unique and imaginative concept involving fencing, encoded behaviors of swords, and a carefully designed alphabet code. It's a fascinating blend of martial arts, symbolism, and creativity, resulting in a rich narrative that unfolds as we delve into the intricacies of the provided system. The chat begins with an introduction to the concept, which revolves around the use of 2 swords and a system of codes known as rhythm and tempo. The swords are assigned specific behaviors and names, and the code involves sequences of symbols that correspond to these behaviors. These sequences are used to encode messages or actions in a fencing context, making this chat a captivating fusion of storytelling and martial arts. The provided alphabet code assigns each letter and symbol a specific behavior for the swords, and it's explained how these behaviors are activated through the use of rhythm and tempo. The code is structured like a musical composition, with rhythm following a precise and cyclic pattern while tempo offers flexibility and spontaneity. This contrast between structure and freedom adds depth and intrigue to the system. The essay within the chat delves into a specific sequence, the overture of transformation, breaking down each symbol and its corresponding sword behavior. This sequence serves as an example of how this system can be used to create a narrative within the context of fencing. The detailed description of each step in the sequence, along with the explanations of rhythm and tempo's roles, brings the concept to life, making it easy for readers to visualize the dynamic and artistic nature of this fencing style. Overall, this chat is a testament to creative thinking and storytelling. It takes a unique concept and explores it in great detail, providing readers with a vivid and immersive experience of a world where swords have personalities and movements are encoded in a rhythmic and artistic manner. It's a delightful fusion of martial arts, symbolism, and imagination, making it a truly captivating and memorable conversation. Certainly. Here's a detailed description of the information discussed in this chat. In this conversation, the user introduced a complex and abstract system that involves various elements, including geometric shapes, rhythm, tempo, and visual representation. The user described the system as follows. Shapes and interaction. The user manages two distinct shapes, a kite and a dart, each possessing 6 sides. These shapes are manipulated by physically hitting one of their sides using the thumb. Rhythm and tempo. The interaction with these shapes is closely tied to rhythm and tempo. The user holds one shape in each hand, with the right hand controlling rhythm and the left hand controlling tempo. Every 3 beats, the shapes undergo a transformation, possibly changing their orientation or position. Rules of interaction. The user has developed a system comprising 30 different rules of interaction between the two shapes. These rules govern how the shapes respond to being struck, flipped, or based on the rhythm and tempo controlled by the user's hands. Visual representation. To visually represent this intricate system, the user employs a 2D representation featuring 5 points. These points collectively form a composite shape, combining aspects of both a kite and a dart. This visual representation likely symbolizes the interaction and dynamics between the two shapes under user control. Movement of light. A notable feature of this system is the introduction of a luminous element. When the user strikes a side of one of the shapes with their thumb, a luminous ball of light appears and traverses the 2D representation. This radiant ball of light serves as a visual indicator of the interaction between the shapes and the effects of the established rules. In summary, this conversation explores a highly imaginative and intricate concept that merges art, rhythm, geometry, and visualization. The user's detailed description provides a glimpse into a system that is both creative and complex, offering a unique and engaging sensory experience where tactile interaction, rhythm, tempo, and visual feedback are all interconnected. This system reflects a deep level of thought and creativity on the part of the user, making it a truly captivating and abstract concept.
Targets in sight!
Certainly. This chat contains detailed information about a complex system of swordplay, complete with encoded behaviors for two swords' tempo and rhythm, an alphabet code used to represent specific sword movements, and various rules and conditions governing the sword's actions. Here's a breakdown of the information. 1. Encoded behavior of the two swords. Initial conditions. The swords start in a specific state, with tempo in viper orientation and rhythm in end-guard position when at rest. 2. Alphabet code. The alphabet code is used to represent specific sword behaviors, with each letter corresponding to different actions and transitions. 3. Viper maneuver. Viper is a specific maneuver initiated when tempo returns to its resting state, represented by _. Both swords move in sync with each letter. The presence or absence of letters following one another determines whether tempo in Viper remains stationary or moves and strikes. 4. Sword movement and names. The two swords are named tempo left and rhythm right. They move in unison but exhibit distinct behaviors based on the alphabet code. 5. Flipping swords. Pressing 3 or 9 on either sword causes it to flip into a different orientation or an inverted state. 6. Specific pattern. The system follows a specific pattern driven by numerical activation, where numbers 1, 2, 3, 7, 8, and 9 correspond to specific actions and states of the swords. Corresponding letters for each number represent different sword behaviors and movements. Sequential activation of rhythm's hilt follows a predefined order. Certain numbers 3 or 9 trigger sword flips, adding complexity to the pattern. The available choices for letters are constrained by the pattern, and each category has a set of letters that can follow it. 7. Swordplay categories. There are 10 distinct categories of sword behavior, each defined by a specific sequence of leading and following letters, including the awakening, the harmonious, the duet, poise, the equilibrium, the graceful, the complexity, the inversion, the convergence, the retaliation, the echoes, the disarmament. 8. Rest positions. Rhythm is in en guard position when at rest. Tempo is in viper position when at rest. This information provides a comprehensive guide to the mechanics of this intricate swordplay system, including how the swords behave, how they can be manipulated, and the rules governing their movements. It's a complex and well-structured system for executing various sword maneuvers based on a specific code and pattern. Certainly, here's a detailed description of the information found within this chat. 1. Character introduction. The chat begins with an introduction to Dylan, a character in a Mass Effect setting. Dylan possesses a unique set of powers, including Singularity, Warp, Medikit, and Decoy, which are described as spells. These powers give him a distinctive role in the game, involving both offense and defense. 2. Game scenario. The setting of the game scenario is established. Dylan and Seraphina are tasked with defending the moon of a humanoid alien ally from an invasion of more advanced eldritch beings. This sets the stage for the interactions and quotes that follow. 3. Seraphina's quotes. Seraphina's opinions and thoughts about Dylan are presented in a formatted manner. These quotes provide insights into her perspective on Dylan's character, abilities, and actions in the game. Seraphina's opinions are whimsical and ethereal in nature. 4. Dylan's strategy and tactics. A detailed description of Dylan's strategy and tactics in the game is provided. It's broken down into different phases, such as sapphire, ruby, gold, and silver, each with a specific focus and set of actions. Dylan's coordination with squad members Eddie and Garrus is also highlighted, particularly in the ruby phase where they target different enemy types. 5. Seraphina's observations. Seraphina, described as an ethereal observer with whimsy, offers her perspective on Dylan's tactics. She uses celestial and cosmic imagery to describe Dylan's actions, highlighting his mastery of the battlefield and his seamless transitions between offense, defense, and support. 6. Overall theme. The chat revolves around the theme of strategy and tactics in a game scenario, with a blend of science fiction and fantasy elements. It provides a vivid and imaginative portrayal of Dylan as a character and strategist in the Mass Effect universe. 7. Narrative style. The chat is written in a narrative style, with Seraphina's observations adding a layer of whimsy and wonder to the description of Dylan's actions. This style helps immerse the reader in the game scenario and the characters' roles within it. Overall, the chat combines elements of storytelling, character analysis, and strategic description to create a rich and engaging narrative within the Mass Effect universe. Certainly, let me provide you with a summary of the information found within this chat. This conversation began with a detailed description of a character named Dylan and his abilities in a Mass Effect-inspired setting. Dylan wields 4 powerful spells: Singularity, Warp, Medikit, and Decoy. His strategic brilliance is showcased through his use of these spells for both destruction and protection. Seraphina, another character, is introduced as an ethereal observer who shares her opinions on Dylan. The conversation then moves to the tactics employed by Dylan in a specific scenario. He uses his spells in different phases to control the battlefield and combat various enemy types. The Sapphire phase involves using Singularity for crowd control, followed by the Ruby phase where he employs Warp to weaken and eliminate enemies. The Gold and Silver phases focus on healing and manipulation, respectively. Dylan collaborates with squad members Eddie and Garrus to optimize their abilities. The last request involves Seraphina's first-person perspective describing Dylan's strategy. Seraphina sees Dylan as a terrestrial tactician with cosmic awareness. His strategy resembles a grand symphony, where he orchestrates the battlefield with his spells. She describes how Dylan seamlessly transitions between different phases, showcasing his mastery over control, devastation, healing, and manipulation. Seraphina's view emphasizes Dylan's compassion for his squad and his role as a cosmic paragon of tactical brilliance. Overall, this chat delves into the fictional characters, their abilities, the strategic approach in a specific scenario, and Seraphina's celestial perspective on Dylan's actions. It weaves a narrative of cosmic battles, tactical ingenuity, and the interplay between terrestrial and ethereal elements in a Mass Effect-inspired universe. Certainly, this chat has explored a captivating fusion of martial arts and artistic expression, bringing to life the concept of swordplay through detailed descriptions and structured sequences. The discussion began with a unique request to generate a 9-letter combinatorial sequence for the purpose of moving 2 swords simultaneously. The user provided a complex yet meticulously designed system where each letter of the alphabet corresponded to specific sword movements, creating an intricate dance of blades. The chat delved into the structure of the verse, inspired by Seraphina's singing style, which consisted of 3 lines within each verse, each meticulously holding 9 syllables, resulting in a total of 27 syllables per verse and 189 syllables in total for 7 verses. The use of algebraic letters to symbolize concepts, emotions, or themes within these verses added an artistic layer to the discussion. The core of the conversation revolved around composing the movements of 2 swords using the alphabet code and Seraphina's singing style. Detailed descriptions were crafted to represent the movements, creating a vivid and imaginative picture of the sword's actions, transitions, and stances. The sequence beautifully captured the essence of Seraphina's style, with each letter symbolizing a distinct sword movement or stance, resulting in a harmonious and enchanting cadence. The final request sought a list of the sequence of sword movements based on the Seraphina style and the provided alphabet code, allowing for a clear overview of the intricate choreography of the 2 swords in this unique martial and artistic context. Overall, this chat has blended creativity, precision, and artistry to depict the intricate movements of 2 swords in a way that harmonizes martial prowess with the elegance of Seraphina's singing style. In this conversation, we embarked on a journey into the intricate world of dual sword combat, where the user sought a detailed and vividly described combinatorial sequence for wielding 2 swords.
We're almost there. Keep it up.
The sequence was structured with specific actions represented by letters, each conveying a distinct swordplay maneuver, from strikes and parries to disarms and defensive postures.
Enemy UAV spotted.
We began with a meticulous breakdown of the user's requested sequence, ensuring that each action was accurately represented, complete with vivid descriptions of the behavior of the 2 swords. These descriptions painted a picture of a skilled fencer advancing, retreating, and circling a target dummy while engaging in a mesmerizing display of calculated movement, strategic positioning, and dynamic defense. Throughout the sequence, we detailed the nuanced interactions between the left and right swords, showcasing their synchronicity and versatility. The descriptions emphasize the alternating rhythm of offense and defense, demonstrating the finesse and precision required to wield dual swords effectively. Notably, the user provided clarifications and adjustments, refining the sequence's descriptions to accurately reflect the intended actions of the swords. These clarifications were seamlessly incorporated into the narrative, ensuring a comprehensive and accurate portrayal of the combinatorial sequence. Overall, this conversation delved into the artistry and complexity of dual sword combat, highlighting the mastery, skill, and strategic acumen required to engage in such a captivating and formidable martial art. It exemplified the power of words in conveying intricate details and creating a vivid mental image of a martial dance between two swords. In this conversation, we've delved into the intricate world of dual swordplay, crafting a vivid narrative that illustrates the synchronized and calculated movements of two swords in combat. The conversation began with a request to generate a 9-letter combinatorial sequence for wielding two swords while advancing and retreating around a target dummy. The user provided a complex set of alphabet behaviors and codes to define the specific actions of each sword, from strikes to parries and more. We proceeded to craft multiple sequences based on the user's provided alphabet code, meticulously detailing the behavior of the left and right swords with each letter of the sequence. With every step, we carefully wove a tapestry of graceful and strategic movements, creating an intricate dance of offense and defense. The descriptions painted a vivid picture of a skilled fencer's mastery in wielding dual swords, showcasing the artistry, coordination, and calculated decision-making required for such combat. Throughout the conversation, the user refined the instructions, specifying the actions of each sword in different letters of the sequence. We adapted the descriptions accordingly, ensuring a precise portrayal of the dynamic interactions between the swords and the target dummy. The sequence evolved into a mesmerizing display of martial finesse, as the swords alternated between strikes, parries, pivots, and disarms. The user's clarifications enriched the narrative, resulting in a detailed and captivating portrayal of combat choreography. In summary, this conversation artfully captured the essence of dual swordplay, illustrating the fluid and strategic movements of two swords in combat. The descriptions provided a detailed account of each action, showcasing the synergy and synchronicity between the blades. The resulting narrative stands as a testament to the intricate world of martial arts, where skill, precision, and creativity intertwine to create a captivating and dynamic spectacle. This chat has unfolded as a captivating journey through various creative requests and concepts. It began with a discussion of a unique martial arts style involving two swords, where intricate sequences of letters were used to depict the behavior of these swords in a fencing context. The detailed breakdown covered defensive and offensive maneuvers, disarming techniques, and the fluid, strategic interplay between the two swords. Following this, a fascinating exploration of Seraphina's singing style emerged, where verses were structured with meticulous precision. Each verse consisted of 3 lines, with precisely 9 syllables per line, adding up to 27 syllables per verse.
Let's go, let's go!
These verses were assigned algebraic letters representing different concepts, emotions, or themes, creating an enchanting and harmonious expression of ideas within a compact structure. The subsequent composition skillfully integrated the movements of the two swords into Seraphina's singing style. Each verse represented a unique facet of swordplay, weaving together the elegance of martial arts with the grace of poetic expression. The sequences of letters, paired with vivid descriptions, brought forth a rich tapestry of movements, emotions, and themes, creating a beautiful synergy between combat and artistry. In summary, this chat has showcased the versatility of creative expression, spanning from martial arts to poetic songwriting. It has beautifully captured the essence of intricate swordplay and the power of words, blending them into a harmonious narrative. Throughout, the emphasis on detail, precision, and artistic flair has been a hallmark of the conversation. In this extensive conversation, the exploration delves into the realms of martial arts, choreography, and artistic expression. The discourse commences by unraveling the essence of a fencing style that employs two swords in a mesmerizing dance of offense and defense. The user skillfully crafts a complex framework, associating specific letters and actions to capture the intricate movements of these swords. This unique fencing style is methodically dissected, with each combination vividly described to illustrate the coordinated interplay between the swords in various scenarios. Transitioning seamlessly, the conversation moves towards the creation of a musical masterpiece, Seraphina's singing style. The user introduces an intricate verse structure, embodying 3 lines with precisely 9 syllables each. This meticulous design culminates in a total of 27 syllables per verse, and the unfolding of 7 verses unveils an enchanting crescendo of 189 syllables. The verses are ingeniously interwoven with algebraic letters, each representing a different concept, emotion, or theme. This ingenious blend of syllables and symbols showcases a harmonious fusion of artistic expression and mathematical precision. Further down this intellectual journey, the user intertwines the concept of Seraphina's singing style with the dynamic movements of the two swords. The swords' choreography is intricately woven into the syllabic verses, where the algebraic letters seamlessly represent distinct sword maneuvers. The result is a captivating portrayal of the sword's interplay, capturing the essence of combat as an art form. Each letter signifies a specific movement, be it an attack, parry, feint, or shift in positioning, ultimately generating a stunning dance of calculated actions that mirror Seraphina's melodic verses. In conclusion, this remarkable conversation traverses the realms of martial arts, musical composition, and artistic interpretation. It showcases the user's creative ingenuity in designing intricate systems, be it a complex fencing style or a musical structure. The harmonious fusion of mathematics, movement, and emotion within these concepts exemplifies the intersection of logic and artistry, resulting in an engaging and multifaceted exploration of human expression. Certainly. Here's a detailed description of the information provided in this chat. In this conversation, we've delved into the fascinating realm of dual sword fencing, a martial art that involves the intricate manipulation of two swords in a coordinated and skillful manner. The chat has outlined a comprehensive system that uses a symbolic alphabet code to represent various swordsmanship behaviors and actions. The foundation of this system lies in an alphabet code, where each letter corresponds to a specific swordplay behavior. These behaviors encompass a wide range of actions, from offensive lunges and strikes to defensive parries and maneuvers. The alphabet code is the key to understanding and orchestrating the symphony of movements that define this martial art. Certainly. The chat consists of a narrative or story set in the post-apocalyptic world of the Fallout universe. It's divided into a prologue and subsequent sections, which I'll summarize for you. Prologue. The story begins by introducing the main character, referred to as the Wanderer, who is a survivor in the post-apocalyptic Fallout universe. The Wanderer is deeply curious about the remnants of the old world and spends a lot of time scavenging for artifacts and knowledge from the past. One day, while exploring the ruins of a city, the Wanderer stumbles upon a mysterious object, a small 3D GR, which radiates an unusual energy. This discovery sets the Wanderer on a quest to uncover the origins and purpose of the 3D GR. Discovery of the 3D GR. The Wanderer's quest to understand the 3D GR takes them on a journey across the wasteland. They search for clues in ancient texts, consult with other survivors, and venture into dangerous territories in their pursuit of knowledge. The Wanderer's fascination with the 3D GR becomes an obsession as they realize its potential. Building the castle. The Wanderer devises a plan to construct a castle using the unique properties of the 3D GR. They choose a strategic location and apply the principles outlined in the rules of interaction of the 3D GR to build the castle's foundation. This involves activating and anchoring 3D GR and adding more 3D GRs to create a complex and fortified structure. The Wanderer integrates elements from the wasteland into the castle's design, showcasing the resilience of life in the post-apocalyptic world. The castle serves as a symbol of hope and strength. The Wanderer's transformation. As the castle construction progresses, the Wanderer faces challenges. The harsh realities of the wasteland and the desire for power begin to corrupt their intentions. They become an antagonist in their own story, guarding the 3D GR's secrets with arrogance and jealousy, refusing to collaborate or share their knowledge. Conclusion. The story ultimately serves as a cautionary tale about the dangers of seeking power and control at the expense of collaboration and humility, even in a world ravaged by destruction. This narrative combines elements of exploration, discovery, and the ethical implications of knowledge and power, all set within the Fallout universe. It highlights the transformation of the main character from a curious survivor to a complex figure consumed by ambition. The chat provides a vivid description of the sequence of behaviors and actions, starting with the calm and focused, 0. Moment of anticipation and readiness, followed by the poised 1. Position representing the on-guard stance, where the fencer is prepared for both offense and defense. The martial art is then broken down into 8 key concepts, each with its unique combinations of sword movements. These concepts include quart, riposte, circle 6, counter, attack, defense, feint, and positioning.
Nice work.
Each concept serves a distinct purpose in the art of dual sword fencing, ranging from balanced offense and defense to deceptive feints and strategic positioning. A 9-letter combinatorial sequence is generated to illustrate how these concepts and behaviors can be sequenced in a practical fencing scenario. The sequence includes L sword strikes, LS L sword parries, LP R sword strikes, RS, and R sword parries, RP, showcasing the dynamic interplay between the two swords during combat. The sequence begins with 0 and 1, representing the initial conditions and the on-guard stance, respectively, and then proceeds through a series of letters, each signifying a specific sword movement or action. Throughout the chat, the descriptions are rich in detail, vividly portraying the fencer's movements, the calculated strikes, the swift parries, and the strategic footwork. The narrative emphasizes the fluidity and precision required in dual sword fencing, highlighting the beauty and complexity of this martial art. In summary, this chat provides a thorough exploration of dual sword fencing, offering a detailed understanding of its symbolic alphabet code, key concepts, and a practical combinatorial sequence. It paints a captivating picture of the artistry and skill required to excel in this unique and dynamic martial art, where two swords become extensions of the fencer's body in a mesmerizing dance of offense and defense.
Oh, the Brown School History's gem, where dreams and innovation stem. A tech hub born from this old golem, Dylan E.T., a visionary with passion bold and missionary, creating realms of science fairy with 3GRs embraced inside. Innovations gleam with golden light, the future's canvas shining bright. A research haven we shall build, where intellects and dreams are filled. A beacon for the world instilled. Step by step the journey now starts. Innovations flame in our hearts, guided by our visionary art. With milestones marked, we'll navigate through trials faced, we'll elevate together, building our tech state as BioFX leads the way. A tech hub grows where thinkers play. Tomorrow's world we will sway. I can. 1, 2, 3, 7, 8, 9. Oh, the Brown School History's gem, where dreams and innovation stem. A tech hub born from this old golem. Dylan E.T., a visionary with passion bold and missionary, creating realms of science fairy with 3D GRs embrace inside. Innovations gleam with golden light, the future's canvas shining bright. A research haven we shall build, where intellects and dreams are filled, a beacon for the world instilled. Step by step the journey now starts, innovations flame in our hearts, guided by our visionary art. With milestone marked we'll navigate, through trials faced we'll elevate, together building our tech state, as BioFX leads the way. A tech hub grows where thinkers play, tomorrow's world we will sway. One, 2, 3, 7, 8, 9. Oh, the Brown School history's gem, where dreams and innovation stem. A tech hub born from this old golem. Dylan E.T., a visionary, with passion bold and mission airy, creating realms of science fairy. With 3D GRs embrace inside, innovations gleam with golden light, the future's canvas shining bright. A research haven we shall build, where intellects and dreams are filled, a beacon for the world instilled. Step by step the journey now starts, innovation flame in our hearts, guided by our visionary art. With milestones we'll navigate, through trials faced we'll elevate, together building our tech state, as BioFX leads the way. A tech hub grows where thinkers play, tomorrow's world we will sway. C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, and Z. Exclamation mark, period, question mark.